Good afternoon, everyone. How's everyone doing? My name is Ani Granny, and I am coming to you from Whittier, California. I don't know about you guys, but I don't like this time change. It's already really dark here. But we are going to, thanks for joining us. We're going to talk about a few things about how this workshop's going to go. If you have paper and pen, it would be helpful to take notes, write down any questions that you may have. We want to honor your time, so we will make this workshop anywhere from 45 minutes to 60 minutes. It will be recorded, so you are able to share it with others. If you want to stay till the end, we will have a giveaway. And also, we'll be using the chat feature throughout this workshop. So let's warm it up. And if you can click and let us know where you are joining us from in the chat. Northern New Mexico. Yay, Nevada. Okay. So let's see who else do we have here? We've got no more Nevada. Okay. So if we can go to the next slide, we're going to follow a script. So we want to make sure we honor your time. So we want our workshops to be personal and helpful for you. So let's start with a personal assessment. What areas of your health would you like help with? Comment in the chat and write down number one if you have digestive issues. Number two, headaches, pain, and inflammation. You can put a 3 for immunity issues, 4 for stress and anxiety, 5 for energy and stamina, 6 for sleep issues, and 7 for blood sugar regulation. And if you have more than one, feel free to put a few numbers. I think you're going to be excited that we have many options that you have that to take care of your root cause, to take care of root issues for your health. Okay, so we're going to take a look at next modern approach versus natural approach. We're going to begin this workshop looking at the modern approach. Some startling facts about the modern approach. U.S. consumes 75% of the world's prescription drugs, even though we only make up 5% of the world's population. Every 19 minutes, someone in the United States dies from an accidental overdose or prescription medication. The FDA estimates that 200,000 Americans are hospitalized every year because of overdoses from side effects, over-the-counter products like Advil, ibuprofen, and aspirin. These products also cause thousands of deaths per year. Even Tylenol, which is commonly used for our infants, is known to cause liver damage if used excessively. So in addition, we're looking at $6.5 trillion spent each year on global healthcare. Are we any healthier? With this modern approach, we're programmed to use over-the-counter pills and prescriptions to address our physical problems and symptoms. So with this focus, root causes and solutions are often overlooked. Let's take a next look at our natural approach, where we focus on the root causes and use a plant-based approach or our body, because our body is designed to recognize plant sources. Next, we're going to take a look at what creates disease in the body. So there are three factors that you see on the slide. One is nutrient deficiency, second is inflammation, and third is toxic overload. Let's go ahead and look at the first. Nutrition is a source for disease and at the core of our immune function. When our nutrition is strong, we function optimally. We have energy, we think clearly, our mood is a lot better, we get better sleep, and we have less inflammation or little inflammation. So the Environmental Working Group put out the information on the charts that you see. 95% of adults are deficient in vitamin D. 94% are deficient in vitamin E, and 61% are deficient in magnesium. So this data shows us that our nutritional foundation is not strong. It shows us that most of Americans do not have a great baseline of health. How do these nutrient deficiencies show up in our body? We get it through inflammation, we get headaches, we often have trouble sleeping, foggy thinking, digestive issues, and lack of energy. So do any of these hit home for you? Poor nutrition is number one cause of poor health. Next, let's take a look at inflammation, which is our second source of disease. Chronic inflammation is linked to many diseases, some of which are listed on the slide that you see here. The biggest contributor is sugar. It's in everything that we consume nowadays, particularly in processed foods. Oils like vegetable oil, canola oil, palm oil, corn oil, sunflower oil, soybean oil, toxins in our environment, as well as stress and lack of sleep. So let's take a look at toxic load to the body. This is the third area that we're looking at as a source of disease in our body. And it refers to the chemicals that are found in our body that build up from our environment. The processed foods that we consume, pesticide use, and all of the personal care products that we continue to use. The Product Safety Commission tested about and found about 150 cleaning solutions or chemicals that are linked to cancer, to asthma, to ADD, to respiratory problems, and as well as reproductive problems. We cannot control what we come into contact outside of our home. However, we can make better choices in our homes. So what do we do with all of this? I'm gonna invite, let's see if Karen is on, to look at the health solutions.
I'm here. Thank you,
Oh,
Ani.
yay. Hi, Karen. I can't see you guys, so I just wanted to make sure. Thank
Yes,
you.
I'm
Okay.
here. Thank you.
Perfect. 1 second. Let me mute.
All right, so we're just about ready to see our first solution. Are you excited? However, before we do, let's go to the chat feature. Who here uses a supplement? Think like vitamin D, C, B, maybe take a multivitamin, an omega. If you take any kind of supplement, let's go ahead and have you put it in the chat. So I see a comment. You do lots, perfect. I see a yes for taking those, wonderful. LLV, VMG, any others, turmeric, frankincense, all of those are really, really great ones. Sound like some that I take myself. Okay, so now let's take a quick peek at the supplemental industry, where we turn to boost our nutrition. A study by the FDA from 2007 to 2016 detected contaminants in 776 dietary supplements produced by 146 companies. Another study of 3 leading memory supplements found that 2 of them didn't even contain the active ingredients listed on the label. The supplemental industry is not heavily regulated. Protocols contain lots of fillers and not much of the ingredients listed. If you have some reservation or hesitation as to whether a product would work or not, this information supports your concerns. So as I mentioned, the supplement industry is not heavily regulated. Here's a story from a fellow wellness advocate whose son works in a health food store. He told his mom that when a supplement on the shelf has been tested and found to be missing an active ingredient listed on the label, the store has up to 9 months to remove that product from shelves. That's concerning because that means they continue to sell the product. Because of our standard American diet is deficient in most vitamins and nutrients, because our farming practices have changed and our soil is depleted of nutrients, it is necessary to supplement to get our body what it needs to function properly. So let's make sure we're using safe and effective supplements. So who's excited to learn about our first solution? So doTERRA is known for their safe and effective oils, but did you know that the lifelong vitality supplements are doTERRA's best-selling product because they effectively address all 3 dis-ease areas we just mentioned: nutrition deficiency, inflammation, and toxic overload. Think of this line as a necessary foundation of the health house. In addition to this line, it helps support cleansing and filtering out toxins. There are 3 supplements in this line: a food nutrient, cellular repair, and your omegas. This line is your micronutrients. Lifelong Vitality fills the nutrient buckets in your body, contains powerful antioxidants to help protect our DNA. They are made up with whole food ingredients and are 95% bioavailable for a body. The average supplement is 20 to 30% bioavailable. This product has gotten more people off their over-the-counter and prescription drugs than any other doTERRA product that they sell. And in addition, they've also come out with the new VMG Plus, which is vitamin, minerals, and greens. I am loving this product. It is a great additional source. If you like to swallow pills, great. If you want a great convenient powder, the VMG Plus is a wonderful addition to the line. Now I want to see if anyone has a testimony that they would like to share about either the Lifelong Vitality or the VMG Plus.
Sure, I'll share.
Thank you, Leslie.
You're welcome. So I've been taking supplements for a really long time, and last December I had something that spiked my blood pressure, spiked my heart rate. I had back pain, excruciating back pain from the middle of my back to my shoulders, and no one could figure out what was wrong with me. They did tons of blood tests. My blood tests came back and they were super wonky. Things were either super high, low, some things were actually okay. So my doctor is an MD who's also a holistic doctor. And he said, you know, I can't figure it out. I can't figure out what's wrong with you. You don't have the C word. The big elephant in the room. You don't have that. And he said, I just can't figure it out. So you're going to have to go to a specialist. I said, all right. So before I went down that rabbit hole, I thought, well, what can I do? I'm missing something. And I decided to start Lifelong Vitality, which I never thought I would do because he prescribes everything for me through my blood test results and the testing that it does in office. And I've always been great. But anyway, I decided to give it a try. Within 6 weeks, I took another blood test. And at that blood test, the results came back and everything that was high came back to normal. Everything that was low came back to normal. And everything that was okay stayed okay. And I didn't change anything else. There wasn't one thing except Lifelong Vitality that I changed. So it had to have been the Lifelong Vitality that was giving me something that I needed at the time. Still taking it, feel great. Now I'm taking the VMG Plus, feel great. So I would suggest if you're reticent about taking it, don't be like I was. Go ahead and do it and see what it can do for you. There you go.
Thank you, Leslie. To me, that's a very powerful testimony. We appreciate you sharing it. It
You're
shows,
welcome.
what can be done with the lifelong vitality and now the VMG plus. So let's continue on. I'd like to invite you to take a look at this slide. You'll see some interesting statistics here. These clinical trial results are based on blood work taken from before and after subjects took lifelong vitality supplements for 2 months while continuing their normal diet and exercise habits. This is the difference that can be experienced when you're taking bioavailable nutrient-dense supplements like lifelong vitality. I consider lifelong vitality as part of my food budget and would urge you to do the same. It's less than a cup of coffee at your favorite coffee place. If you purchase it through our customer rewards program, you also can get points for future projects for free. So now let's go ahead to focus on gut health, specifically lifelong vitality paired with PB Restore and Terrazyme as our highest recommendation. The gut plays a vital role in our overall health and well-being. Often called our second brain, the gut is vital in everything from our weight to our immune function to our mental wellness. doTERRA's PB Restore Probiome Complex is our patent dual capsule delivery system. It is a unique formulation of 30 pre, pro, and postbiotics that help to restore diversity and balance to optimal gut health. This dual capsule delivery system protects the sensitive probiotic cultures from stomach acid and ensures that the good bacteria make it where they can to provide the best benefit. PB Restore contains 18 billion colony-forming units, or CFUs, of good bacteria, 22 different species for exceptional diversity. It maintains healthy intestinal balance, supports our digestive system, our immune system, as well as GI tract health, especially intestines and colon. It supports optimal metabolism and food absorption. And in simple terms, when we keep our gut biome filled with good bacteria, then the bad bacteria has a much harder time doing its dirty work. Now let's talk about Terrazyme, which is doTERRA's digestive enzyme complex. This contains a variety of whole food enzymes that help with digestion. It can be taken with every meal. It supports healthy digestion and metabolism and the conversion of food nutrients to cellular energy. It also helps to ease inflammation in the body. Okay, so again, it's time for a little interaction. We're heading into the second section of our workshop, and I want to make sure you're all with me. So let's find that chat feature again. All right, so let's see. What percent has diabetes increased since the 1960s? Let's see what kind of guesses that we get. So what percent do you think that diabetes has increased since the 1960s? I have a 400%, 100%, a couple of 500%. Well, you know what? It's an astounding almost 700%. It's pretty high. So now I want you to take a guess at how long it takes the average American to consume the same amount of sugar that our ancestors from 200 years ago would consume in a year. So for us, how much would it take? How long would it take for us to consume what it took 200 years ago for our ancestors in a year? So let's kind of see a little hint of what you guys think would be the answer. So I have a day, a week, 2 weeks. Okay, some great guesses. And those of you that guessed 2 weeks, you're right. So only 6.8% of the population have optimal cardiometabolic health. 6.8%. That means 93% of Americans do not have optimal cardiometabolic health. We have already discussed the challenges that we face when we are not functioning optimally, so let's dive into solutions. And I'd like to turn the time over now to Leslie.
I think this one goes to JLo.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
That's okay.
Sorry. We switched it up. Sorry.
We
and
did, not a problem.
I was not working. Okay, so JLo, would you like to take over for us?
I will. Thank you, Karen. So looking at our MetaPWR system was specifically designated to tackle poor cardiometabolic health. This is your macronutrient line. It pairs beautifully with long life vitality, our micronutrient line. The MetaPWR line does three things: addresses cellular repair that leads to aging, addresses blood sugar regulation, and supports the inhibiting of fat absorption into the cells. Let's talk about lifespan and health span. While we can't do anything about our chronological age, which is our lifespan, we can do something about our metabolic age, which is our health span. Did you know that the average American spends the last 14 years of their life in a state of declining health with difficulty completing everyday tasks? Boy, do I know that. Sometimes they're like, I can't move. What if we could be empowered to change that? What if we can write a different story of ourselves? I'm sure everybody would love to do that. The MetaPWR system is the first and only system that synergetically supports a healthy metabolism, curbs cravings, sustains normal range glycemic and insulin response evenly throughout the day, and naturally promotes cellular energy. Those using the line have reported improvements in eyesight, energy, pain, neuropathy, sleep, skin and hair growth, mood, mobility, and strength, which causes the body to build muscle. So let's look at the next slide, please. Before we get into too many details about MetaPWR, let's look at a few of the benefits in these before and after. The young lady on the top has been using MetaPWR for 4 months. She's had amazing results, specifically with improvements on her face, eyes, and hair. The gentleman on the bottom left experienced improved skin elasticity, darker hair growth, and got his blood work taken after 3 weeks on the MetaPWR showed 40-point decrease in cholesterol, 25-point decrease in LDL, and 57-point decrease in triglycerides. On the right side, you see a 58-year-old woman who had red spots on her arms. Anytime she bumped herself, they would appear. Doctors biopsied and said it's just what happens when you get older. After using MetaPWR for just 30 months, the spots were totally gone. She has seen other changes too. Weight loss, 60 pounds, thicker hair, nails growing, and lower A1C. I want to highlight one of my favorite MetaPWR products, MetaPWR Advantage. This is doTERRA's collagen. Unlike any other on the market, this product includes 9 types of collagen, over 70% tripeptides, so our body absorbs it 12 times faster, or more, shall I say, than any other collagens. A peptide is simply a large protein chain, too large for the body to break down and use for its full benefit. When it's broken down into tripeptides, simply smaller protein chains, the body can absorb and utilize them in their entirety. Advantage comes in small packets with dry freeze collagen and other nutrients to mix with 4 to 6 ounces of water or cold water. MetaPWR Advantage promotes healthy biological aging and improves health span by helping aging cells, activates longevity genes, improves cognitive function, supports lean muscle and connective tissue, improves skin density, elasticity, and firmness. If you love science and knowing how and why these products work, ask your wellness advocate to send a deep dive recording for long life vitality and MetaPWR. MetaPWR testimonies here. Okay, we're changing direction now and heading down the road to oils. doTERRA is mostly known for their essential oils. So we need to look at why they lead the world in the area. And next up, I believe, is back to Karen
It's me,
or Ani.
Ani. Yep. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Appreciate it. Okay, so let's look at, the slide. Okay, so in this independent study by Roseman University, doTERRA oils were found to be, as you could see on the chart, therapeutically relevant in cell growth and rejuvenation, metabolic health, as well as healthy inflammatory responses. Oils from different competitors had minimal effects. They concluded that the therapeutic potential of essential oils is highly dependent on the complete composition of the oil. Sourcing, processing, and characterizations are critical. So what is the doTERRA difference? That's what we're going to look at next. Okay. When an oil is truly pure, they do not include fillers. There are no synthetic ingredients and there is no dilution. Independent labs tests show that majority of brands available to consumers are not pure. We can post a link to this study at the end of the class. doTERRA sources their oils from plants grown in their ideal environments. This makes all the difference for the chemical profile and the therapeutic effectiveness of the oil itself. Every batch of doTERRA oil is tested for ideal chemistry and consistency so that our oils do what we expect them to do. Over 54 tests are done on each batch of doTERRA oils. That's amazing. From the farmer to the consumer. Our oils can be used topically, aromatically, and internally. People turn to doTERRA because they want safe, affordable, and effective solutions for their family's health. Let's take a look at what that means exactly. Many look for safe and effective solutions that don't have dangerous side effects or risk of addiction. So we just mentioned independent lab tests show that 80 to 90% of oils on the market have contaminants and synthetic markers. So we suggest never ingesting another brand of oil, only doTERRA. doTERRA is recognized that as the essential oil industry that have standard for purity and purity ensured safety. So they created a new standard, which is CPTG, which means certified pure tested grade oils, to raise the bar throughout the essential oil industry. The standard is beyond organic, and it includes significant testing that is not cheap. doTERRA will invest to ensure that they have the most effective, safest products because it is best for you. Many doTERRA oils are safe to ingest. If it can be ingested, it will have a food grade label on the bottle. It'll say supplemental facts. So let's look at the girl with burns on chest. These two sisters were spending the night at their grandma's house. They were used to putting doTERRA lavender oil on their chest just before bed to help them relax and go to sleep. Grandma was out of doTERRA lavender, so she used a backup oil from another company in her cabinet that she bought at a health food store and figured, it's just lavender, so it should work. The girls ended up with chemical burns, with scars almost a year later. Now here, we're not saying that this will happen, each time. This will be your reaction with other oils. However, it is very important to have for you to understand the risks that you could take. doTERRA oils are safe to use at any age from newborn babies to great grandma. Brands matter for safety. Let's next look at affordability and effectiveness. Believe it or not, affordability is one reason people turn to doTERRA. Our oils are 50 to 70 times more potent than herbs, which this means a little goes a long way. So let's illustrate this. Using the chat feature, I want you to make a guess. A recent test of Costco peppermint oil showed that it was not 100% peppermint. How much peppermint is in the Costco peppermint oil bottle? If you can give your answers in the chat, and let's see what you think. 5 drops, 7%, 20%. Okay, so we've got some lows and some highs. The answer is just 10% oil. When you use a doTERRA CPTG oil, certified pure tested grade, you get 100% of the oil, making it much cheaper than many other options that may be diluted. Some fun facts about affordability. Each 15 ml bottle has 250 drops of essential oil in it. So one dose is about 1 to 2 drops. On average, it's about $1 or less for treatment. So here's an essential oil tip. When you are addressing an ailment, it's always better to use less oil more frequently. We always say less is more. For example, 1 drop of oil on a wound every 2 to 3 hours throughout the day is more effective than using 8 drops of oil on a wound at one particular time. So use less more frequently. Now let's take a look at effectiveness. This is one of my favorite microbiology lessons. Especially for our scientists in this workshop, we know that this is a very simplified lesson. So our body is made up of cells. Each one is surrounded by an oily membrane, as you see in that protect it in the picture above. It keeps the good in and it keeps the bad out. When you have a bacterial infection, you see the green blob over there. It keeps the good in, and so an antibiotic will help because the bacteria grows on the outside of the cell. So this is our cell. The bacteria is on the outside. Viruses are usually inside the cell. And essential oils, and they proliferate on the inside of a cell. So unlike most modern medicine, essential oils can penetrate the cell membrane and help stop the duplication of a virus and support your immune system to work optimally. Oils, you have oils on hand. If you have them on hand, you have effective tools to begin supporting your body immediately instead of waiting to see a doctor and save on copays. I think I might have messed this up, but you get the hint. So we want to make sure that we are aware of what oils we use, what brand we use. I believe next I'm going to invite Leslie to go over immune support.
Thanks, Ani. So Ani started us on the journey of oils, and now I'm going to take you down the road of some of our categories of oils and what they will do for you and your body. First, we're going to start with the immune support. And we have oregano, tea tree, on guard, and frankincense. And when I go out, I love to keep my favorite oils, no matter what category they're in this keychain right here. If I open it up, it has 10 slots in the, you can place vials with your oils in it, and you can keep it with you wherever you go. So you're never without your favorite oils. So one of my favorite oils is On Guard. On Guard is our protector, and it's our natural immune defense oil. Everyone should have it on hand. It stops the growth of viruses and bacteria. When diffused, it cleans the air of airborne pathogens. It soothes sore throats and can help knock it out very, very quickly. The key is to use it frequently and right away. Next, we're going to go on to our medicine cabinet basics. And we have lavender, lemon, peppermint, digestin, and breathe. Again, you will always, if you keep these oils, you will always have them for any emergency that you need. And my favorite oil in this category is Breathe. It's probably one of the first oils I started with when I started doTERRA. I have really bad allergies, probably 12 months out of the year, and I just can't live without it. So with Breathe, it's our respiratory oil. It can be used for sinus infections, asthma, snoring, and congestion. It helps with that nagging cough and difficulty breathing. It will help clear the congestion so you can breathe better. It's for any kind of respiratory distress. It's just a must-have. When you diffuse it at night for a more restful sleep, and it also helps to reduce snoring. Use it before a workout to open your airways and increase your stamina during the workout. I love to diffuse Breathe either during the day or at night with other oils. And during the day, I also like to make a hand diffuser. So I take my hand and put a drop in, rub my palms together, cup it over my nose, and breathe in 3 times. Breathe deeply and breathe out. If I want it to go into my airways, into my throat, I make it like an inhaler, and I do the same thing. I breathe in and out 3 times. All right, let's go on to our next category, which is pain and inflammation. And we have some great oils for you. Our Deep Blue line and our Copaiba. We learned at the beginning of this workshop the impact of how inflammation is a cause of dis-ease. doTERRA has safe, effective, and non-addictive tools. The oils and products on the screen are some favorites to address pain and inflammation. Deep Blue is a must-have for muscle and joint health. Not only does it relieve pain and tension, the amazing oils in it support muscle, joint, and bone healing. It alleviates back pain. And when you have a nasty bruise forming, grab your Deep Blue to stop it in its tracks. The stick has Copaiba in it, and it's easy to apply without getting it on your hands. One of my favorite ways to apply it. Copaiba is another oil used for pain and inflammation. It is our super anti-inflammatory. When you layer it with another oil, it increases the effectiveness of that oil. When you really need to boost pain relief, this is what you're going to use with your Deep Blue. If you ever suffer from any emotional strain, such as anxiety or depression, this oil can calm and soothe. It supports all major body systems, your heart, nerves, respiratory, immune, and skin. It can be really helpful for ADD or ADHD, and it is a CBD replacement. And now we're going to move on to our last category of oils, and that's our mood and emotional support oils. We have Balance, Adaptive, and Serenity. So we're going to wrap up our oil section with these oils. And for those of you who indicated at the beginning that you or someone in your family deals with heightened emotions or low lows, these are really great options to consider. Let's talk a little bit about Serenity. Serenity I use during the day, and I also diffuse it every single night. It is one of my favorite oils to diffuse with other oils. It really helps me sleep, and during the day when I use it, it does calm my nerves down. It may help you get to sleep more easily and sleep more deeply. I know it does me. It also is great for anxiety and stress. We have learned some powerful things about pure essential oils just now. This is truly the tip of the iceberg when it comes to support for your physical and emotional health. And now I'm going to turn it back to Ani.
Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, everyone, for joining our class. So last night, Saturday night, I didn't sleep very well. Speaking of the oils, I diffused, of course, Adaptive and Serenity last night. And I also took a Adaptive soft gel, and I slept like a baby. I don't take that often at nights, but when you do, gosh, it does wonders. So the oils, I've been using the oils for about almost 9 years now. And I have been sharing them for the last 6 years, 6 to 7 years. And I never imagined actually building a doTERRA business that makes such an impact for good. I've been able to make a difference, work part-time. This is a great business because you could do whatever hours that you may want to do. I was a stay-home mom. I love volunteering. I have an elderly mom that I take care of. So you can do this business at any point on a full-time, part-time. And you support others' health, emotions, and it can support your financially as well. It's great time flexibility. And the best part of all is making new friends and all the personal development that we get. I mean, I never probably imagined as a stay-home mom that I was going to be doing these Zoom classes. And, although I did do some of these way in the beginning before kids, but anyways, it's definitely changed my life. I love empowering other women to live a healthier life and supporting their mind, body, and mood. So if any of this sparks an interest in you, talk to the person that invited you here. We are, I don't think we have any new people, so we're gonna skip the giveaway. One other thing, if you'd love to earn that a keychain that Leslie showed, I don't have mine with me. You can always host classes when workshops, and you will get that free. So we just want to say thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure. I hope you learned a lot. And we want to remind you that tomorrow we have our class Tuesday night. It's about emotions. Hayley will be teaching it. And particularly, it's a great time because we have the Adaptive soft gel at 10% off this month in November. We have some great holiday things, and I'm sure she'll talk about all of them. And we also have a class on Wednesday evening, which is a little bit different than this. It's kind of like a one-on-one coffee table, and that's on Wednesday afternoon. They're all in the same Zoom room at 5:30. Tuesday and Wednesday. So if you have any other questions, we're gonna say thank you right now, and we can answer your questions after we stop the class. Thank you so much for joining us.